JJ, starting in the first quarter when they were on the offensive glass a lot, it felt like you did clean that up some. Was what did you feel like was the standout issue, I guess, as the game went on, aside from just the missed shots from the perimeter?
Yeah, similar to what I said in here, like, no secret, right? They're going to push the pace. We've got to get back. We got to get matched up in transition. I believe in that first half, they had 9 points after makes where we either jogged back, we didn't get matched up, we stabbed at the ball twice. Talked a lot about they're going to crash. They're going to send multiple guys. Didn't really have good attention to detail. There were segments in the game where I thought we did. Talked about not allowing the ball to come middle.
Let me just tell you this. You can talk your ass off as much as you want. It still is not going to equate to wins if your players do not give maximum effort. See what's going on now. See now, all these Lakers fans, you're seeing the reality of your basketball team. I watched that game. The effort was not there. Even back when they played against the Detroit Pistons, the Detroit Pistons completely punked the Lakers. They played more physical. They played with a lot of intensity on the defensive side of the ball. And what you see is a mirror of the coach. You can say what you want, but I'm telling you right now, JJ Redick is not the coach for the Lakers. And you can go and you can trade. I heard some trading rumors of trying to get Zach LaVine and maybe trading D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves for Zach LaVine and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. That's still not going to make you a good basketball team. It's effort. It's effort. And I put the accountability on the players and also the accountability of the head coach, because it's your job, it's part of your job to coach this team to give maximum effort. And you got to start holding players accountable if they are not giving you effort.
If you do, they run a wheel action. It's really good offense. Killed us on that. Got corner threes, got back cuts, allowed the ball to get middle too much. So you're going to lose.
Offensively, LeBron was terrific and efficient, and it seemed like he was also creating shots. Is that contagious, do you think, sometimes for a team when they aren't going down early or did you see something else with the shooting that just shots not going?
No, we generated good shots. There were, I was almost always a couple tough, whether you want to call them ill-advised or whatever. There's always going to be a couple threes like that in the game, but we got good looks. We got good looks in the first half. It really felt like if we executed some of the game plan stuff and made a couple threes, we probably could flip-flop that. We have a 10-ish point lead in the first half. But yeah, I think LeBron was fantastic tonight. The biggest thing that stood out, I had no idea he had 39 until I'm not looking at the box scores during the game, but he played hard. He's almost 40 years old. Played the hardest on our team. Says a lot about him.
I guess the natural follow-up to that is, what does that say about everyone else on a night like tonight when you guys were shorthanded? Were you satisfied with the effort that you got from everyone else? How's Dalton? It seemed like
I haven't got an update on him. It seemed like he was in some pain. So I think he got hit in the face. I'm not really sure. I can't give you an answer to that.
The D'Lo only played 21 minutes tonight. What did you see there? Why did you make the decision in the second half to go away from him?
Again, just level of compete, attention to detail. Some of the things we I've talked with.
Now, let me tell you something. D'Angelo Russell played like a dummy on the basketball court. His effort, his lack of intensity, his lack of focus. Let me tell you something, man. This is what pisses me off when you see players that have been giving great opportunities to play basketball for a living, and then you go out here and lollygag around, jogging back down on the court on the defensive side, making stupid plays, not making the right play. You are a veteran. You should be making better plays than what you're doing out there on the basketball court. And I don't have no issues with JJ Redick not playing him at all in the second half. He was proving a point to him. If you're going to play like a jackass on the basketball court, you're going to sit down on the bench, and I'm not going to give you no more playing time. And I'm going to give your minutes to someone, hopefully, that's going to value the opportunity they have and go out there and give effort and compete at the highest level. This is what you get paid millions of dollars to do, D'Angelo Russell, and you are not doing your job.
Him about for a couple of weeks, and at times he's been really good with that stuff, and other times it's just reverting back to certain habits. But it wasn't like a punishment. It just felt like for us to have a chance to win this game, that was the route we wanted to take. Gabe in the first half, especially defensively, was fantastic, and I just wanted to see what that looked like. And again, he got some good looks. Dalton had some good looks. I thought Austin had some great looks. And sometimes those misses can be momentum shifting, especially when they're generating wide open corner threes.
You went to Cam again after he had an impactful shift, I guess, in Detroit. What did you see, and how could he change the complexion of your rotation moving forward?
I thought he for what, again, it goes back to like, what are we asking you to do? What's the role that is going to help the team? I thought in both games there was a real intentionality with Cam for what we asked him to do. So yeah, I mean, I would plan on playing him on Friday.
Christian made his debut for you guys. Just what you make of his minutes, and just what can you expect from him going forward in terms of his minute load, considering he's been off for a while.
He's our third big, so I mean, 80 was out. But yeah, I thought Christian, for getting on a plane yesterday and flying across the country, first game, has only had 5 days, 6 days with the South Bay Lakers. He was really good.
JJ, what are your? I know it's probably not positive, but like, what are your macro takeaways from the trip, I guess? And obviously tonight, you're missing a couple starters, so maybe it's a hard game to judge, but how do you kind of look at the 5 games in totality?
It goes into choices. It goes back to choices. I think something that we've discussed as a group, and you have a choice every night for how you play, and it has nothing to do with making shots. There's got to be a group of people, 7, 8 guys, that make that choice, and we're a really good basketball team. If we have a handful, if we have 2 or 3, we're not going to be a good basketball team that night. So that's just the reality. That's my biggest takeaway.
It shouldn't be that way.
Honest.
JJ, from a shooting standpoint, it seemed like guys were, like, you mentioned Gabe, just looking for any sign of like a level of heat. D'Lo, a couple after misses, like hands over his head. Like, you've been in this situation before. What's it like when you just cannot catch that? Like, big part of shooting is obviously making shots, but handling misses and stuff like that too. What are you seeing with your guys right now as they're going through a little bit of a cold spell?
to them. I mean, I can't put myself in their brains. I don't think there's ever been a basketball player that stepped on the floor and said, "Man, I really hope I miss all my shots tonight," or "I hope I struggle shooting." You know, it's tough. It's tough to go through it. It's tough to have a bad shooting night, one, and then, you know, that can, when it starts compounding, that can really start to weigh on you. I had some mental things that I would try to get myself out of it. But again, just speaking to me, there's times when you're in that and it's like, man, I'm never going to make another shot again. You know, that those thoughts come into your brain. You know, you have to have the sort of the mental toughness to just keep shooting and have the belief. I was, you know, I've told a number of players that I played with when I got older, I was like, 8 for 12, you know, it's going to regress towards the positive at some point. I'm going to have an 8 for 12 night. And generally I did.
JJ, you're talking a lot about 2 out of the 3 guys, getting them to put in the effort. You talked a lot about wanting to play hard and LeBron being the guy that played hard in tonight's game. How do you address that with the team? What's your philosophy for approaching that?
I just did.
Ooh. Oh, well, I think we can all say JJ wasn't feeling that. JJ wasn't feeling that. Let me just tell you this, man. You can be frustrated all you want, but you have never coached before on any level. Haven't coached ever in college, haven't coached ever in professional basketball. And for you to walk off like that, it's tasteless. And let me give you some words of advice. If definitely you have a job to do as well, JJ Redick, and your job is, if you can take the good when you're winning, then you have to deal with some of the frustrations that comes with losing. Your team is not playing good. They're not giving you. You have some players that are just going out there, just going through the motions and not giving effort. And that's a bad reflection on you, the coach, and you have to own it. You have to take accountability of that. And, you know, I have no issue with the reporter actually asking that question, because, you know, everybody wants to know. You know, you got to start holding players accountable when they're not giving effort, because you're getting paid to play basketball the right way. And what I'm seeing out there on the basketball court is that you having players out there. D'Angelo Russell was a major disappointment. And you need some shooters, man. You need someone consistently hit shots. You need that person that you could depend on to hit shots. Although you did not have Anthony Davis not playing against the Memphis Grizzlies came with the heat. They have a really good basketball team, and they had effort. That's the key here, guys. Effort. If you look at the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Lakers in that game the other night, it was all about effort. And if you're not willing to give maximum effort on the basketball court, like JJ Redick said, you're not going to win. You're going to lose, and the other team is going to humiliate you. I don't know what's going on with Vincent, man. You know, Vincent for the Lakers, man, he can't even buy a shot. And he just looks lost out there, even on the defensive side of the ball, man. He just looks terrible. And the Lakers, man, you this is who you are. And you're gonna have to make adjustments, man, and play better defense, and you're gonna have to hit shots. If you can't hit shots, let alone play defense the right way with energy, y'all not going to even make the playoffs. if you keep this up. If you keep this type of attitude and you keep this type of mentality and you keep this type of basketball energy out there on the court playing like this, it's going to be a long season for the Lakers. Y'all let me know, man, down in the comment sections. Do you feel that the Lakers, as they are currently constructed right now, that they are a playoff team? Let me know in the comment section. And also let me know, do you agree with JJ Redick storming off from the post-game interview based off on the question that the reporter had asked him? Until next time, guys, see you on the next video.